What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing some work to the Falcon Tires RX7. We're getting it ready to get back on track and give you some upgrades while we're in this downtime. So I'm going to take you guys through it, show you the new parts we're fitting, and get into the story of why we built this car almost 11 years ago, and some of the changes and stories with this car, getting it from when we first built it to what the car that it is today. So today we're going changing and upgrading the cooling system and intercooler, along with silicone hoses and things like that. My new partner this year, FMIC.eu, have come on board, and they're supporting with a lot of different products for all the cars. But right now we're just gonna start with the RX7, start installing the intercooler, the radiator, and the fresh silicone pipes. This car has been used for quite a number of years, so it's just nice to, you know, move on to some fresh parts, some good quality parts, and take you guys through it while we're pretty much doing nothing else. So let's see how it goes. Right, so before we get to install these parts, if you guys are interested, FMIC.eu are currently running a JD130 discount code on their website for a number of different parts, including the intercooler, radiators, silicone hoses, which they have a load of different types, clamps, elbows, all things like that. You'll see in the description below in the video everything you need to know about getting that. And as I said, parts are really nice quality, they're great people to work with, and we've been using their parts for quite a while, even in the Worthouse Drift Team S15 and Formula Drift. So yeah, less about that, let's get stuck in, get fitting these parts, and then we'll get into the story of the RX7. Right, so we have the radiator ready to go in. This is custom made fan cowling, and it's absolutely really good, matched up with this Skyline viscous fan, and this car has absolutely no issues with cooling. We've had issues in the past until we went to switch to this cowling and viscous fan setup. It really works well with this engine. So the cowling's on the rad, we're ready to install it. We'll start with that. So strap in radiator. Right, so the radiator is in place. We'll just tighten up these hose clips when it's in the final position with the brackets on. Now we'll lay in the intercooler and new silicone pipes and go from there. So we have the intercooler, drop it into place, and we shall lay the bolts on, 2 bolts from underneath, and then we'll start putting the silicones on, and then the brackets finally. So this is quite a simple job, just installing the intercooler and radiator, but one very important thing when you're putting on intercooler pipes is make sure the pipe itself is very clean, the same with the intercooler you're putting it onto, and the inside of the silicones themselves. So what I usually do is use some brake cleaner, just give it a spray and a rag, then wipe the inside of the pipe, just to make sure there's no oil or anything slippery that's going to make the intercooler pipe pop off easier. So small little thing that we always make sure, and we've been doing over the years, because it's quite often that you'd see intercooler pipes popping off, and it's because whoever assembled it never cleaned the inside of the pipe. So small thing. Okay, so radiator and intercooler are laid in place. We got all the new FMIC silicones in place, clips on, everything tight. So just put on the bracket which holds the rad and intercooler to the chassis, and fresh K&N air filter, and then we are ready to go. See will she start and put her back on the ground. get asked quite a lot, why did I choose to build a Mazda RX-7 and why did we use the SR20 engine instead of the rotary? Long story short, back in 2008, I was invited to the Red Bull World Drift Championships in Long Beach, California with Formula Drift, and it was an incredible experience. I was 16 or 17 years old. We sent my old S14, not the current Falcon Tires one, the previous one, to the US and basically did the event. We got knocked out quite early in the competition. I had a nice crash and the car was delayed in the USA, and 2009 season was approaching quite fast, and we knew that the S14 wouldn't make it back from the US, and even if it did, we didn't have enough time to prepare it and repair it after the crash we had. So my brother had a Mazda RX-7, this current car behind us. It had a blown rotary engine, and basically over a couple of months we put the car together, fitted the SR20 engine. Basically we built the car with an extremely tight budget, and a lot of friends and family just got stuck in. We all made it happen and managed to have it ready for the season in time. And the reason we went with the SR engine is because we have a lot of experience with this engine over the years. I definitely didn't have the budget to start playing with something new, so we decided to stick with what we know, use the SR, and try to get the car built and on track as soon as possible. So I'll bring you through the car and talk about a few of the stages of this car over the years. So it's Mazda RX-7. We built it in 2009. It was purple until 2011. Then it went red in 2012. And since 2013, it's been in the Falcon Tire livery, which looks really cool in this car. It's probably my favorite car that I have to look at. It's so aggressive, so wide, so fat. Quick run through of the spec. We're running the radium fuel cell in the back, standard diff and standard half shafts, which have been quite... I've only broken one diff since we built this car, but that's definitely thanks to the ACT Advanced Clutch single plate clutch we're running, which is currently holding 600 horsepower at ease. And with the single plate and with the springs, it's just a lot softer on the rear drivetrain. We're running BC coilovers actually on this. The car has the BCs since 2013, and it's the same set that's in the car. Body kit itself is a custom aero kit body kit. The guys over in the UK made this kit from scratch, and it's really unique. There's not so many cars out there with this kit, and they made it especially for me back in 2013. Running 720s wheels with Falcon tires, of course, the BCL wing on the back of this car, which was pretty sick. It's running YSFAB, so I was actually the first person to test the YSFAB kit for Mazda RX-7, and this is still their prototype kit on the car. There's a lot of lock in the car. It's actually not on full lock there even. It's pretty crazy to drive, which you can see from the onboard videos, which we'll put in there. Moving from the front angle, you can see it still looks really aggressive, really cool car. You can see the lock again from this side. It's pretty sick. And yeah, so it's been through a few different stages of SR20s. We built it originally with just a standard 2-litre with a set of rods and pistons and a set of cams, basic engine. Then we went to a BC stroker kit back in 2010, I think. We were running that for a few years, so it was 2.2 for a few years, and we've been running the 2.2 setup for quite a while, a few different types, different variants. And then for the last Red Bull drift shifters, we actually fitted this. I came across this Mazworks 2.4 engine which is currently in the car, and basically the current spec of the engine, it's 2.4, so it's running BC crank and rods, higher compression pistons. It's a Mazworks head, it's obviously the VVL head, and revs to 9,000 revs, 600 horsepower. It's so much fun to drive, really cool car to drive. It's running a 3076 turbo smart wastegate. And obviously, since we fitted today the FMIC intercooler, radiator, silicone pipes, yeah, it's a really cool car. Mazworks intake manifold. It's a bit dirty under the bonnet, but it's after a wash it cleans up quite well. So you have to remember the chassis was last painted a good few years ago, so it deserves a freshen up. But you know, from the outside it looks absolutely sick. Moving to the inside of the car, we got these Corbeau seats back in. This is actually a first set of Corbeau seats, the Pro Series carbon Kevlar seat, and we're running this since I think 2013. It's pretty cool, aluminium steering wheel, and we're running the Samson's 5-speed sequential, just a hydraulic handbrake. It's quite a few years old, as you can see from the inside, but it's a really fun car to drive. So I used this car in competition in 2009, 2010. We won the Irish Championship in 2010 with this car. Then 2011 I was driving the Lowbrain Drifters PS13 in Europe. 2012 we're back in this. 2013 we won the Irish Championship again, and then we built the Falcon Tires S14. So brilliant car. Nowadays it's probably my favorite demo car. It's really good for shows, things like drift shifters, the Falcon Tires, Nürburgring 24-hour race demo, and any other Falcon events we do, because I think it looks really cool, it's different, and people really like this car. Like over the years, every year it gets a few new parts, so it's always been upgraded and upgraded. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's video, doing some work on the car and telling you the history of this RX7. It's definitely one of my favorite cars that I have, and it's just, you know, has a lot of sentimental value to me. So yeah, next week we'll be doing something else. I'm not sure yet. There's a few different things coming up, so we will definitely be keeping you informed no matter what. But a lot of time to spend in the workshop over the coming weeks and maybe even months. So I'm enjoying taking you guys through it. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and thanks for the support. So take care guys. Thank you. Bye.